Swae Lee is a member of the massively successful hip-hop duo Rae Sremmurd with his brother Slim Jimmy. They've been consistently dropping hits in the recent years, and they've really capitalized off this new sound and, the new era that rap is currently in. They're also coming off a pretty successful album, Shrimp Life 2, and their most successful single to date, Black Beatles. But even with this much success, unfortunately, all good things must come to an end, and it looks like Swae could be stepping away from Rae Sremmurd to go solo. But before we get into that, let's take a look at the history of Rae Sremmurd and, really how it all began. So Slim Jimmy and Swae Lee, they both originated from Tupelo, Mississippi. They started off back in 2009 with a friend that went by Lil Pants and formed a group Out of State Boys.
Okay, I like to party, you like to party, I like what she likes and she likes to party, I'm a party anybody.
This group eventually fell apart and Lil Pants was replaced by a dude named Andre who went by King Dre, but he ended up leaving to deal with some family issues, and that is what ended up forming the group we know today, Rae Sremmurd. And they first signed their record deal back in 2013 with Mike Will Made It under, the Eardrummers imprint. They dropped their first hit, No Flex Zone, back in 2014, and although it never went #1, it was a massive hit and it earned them their first platinum single. And then began the talk of, them possibly being a one-hit wonder, but they quickly proved everyone wrong when they dropped No Type, an even bigger hit than No Flex Zone that also went platinum, and they've been steadily dropping hits ever since then. They followed up these two singles with their first album, Shrimp Life, at the beginning of 2015, and it debuted at #5 on the charts with around 55,000 sales in the first week. So although it didn't have, like the craziest start, the album did go on to go platinum. They then focused on touring and, stacking that bread for a while, doing features here and there, but they came back in February 2016 with a new single, By Chance. But that single unfortunately didn't perform too well, and it failed to ever chart on the Billboard Hot 100. They followed up that single with Look Alive, and that did manage to chart, but it peaked at number 72. Following those two singles, they dropped their second album, Shrimp Life 2, on August 12th, but it debuted at number 7, selling 15,000 copies and 30,000 in streaming, so, combined 45,000. So it seems like they dropped off a little bit from their last album, but then came their third single, and this was the one that they were looking for, Black Beatles. And of course, this single went viral with the Mannequin Challenge. It peaked at #1, making it their most successful single to date, and this single helped push the album up a few spots on the charts, peaking at #4, and that's pretty much where we are now. And throughout their career, they've been pressured a lot by the industry, wondering if they were going to split up, go their separate ways, or if they're going to remain a group and do this together for their career. And after dropping their second album, they actually had a cover story with Complex, and in this they revealed a few things indicating that Swae Lee might actually go solo. So this is what they said in the Complex cover. This is how it starts. When they were asked if they were working on solo material, the mood in the room changed. Jimmy shifts in his chair and sighs. I already know the industry been wanting to ask that question. The whole industry going to do shit to separate us. We got separate tracks because we both can rap. Moments later, he says he won't release his own solo material because I don't want to satisfy the world like that. But Swae Lee admits that he has a possible album in the works, a retarded project called Swaycation. He says, I have 8 songs right now that I feel like are candidates for the project, but I gotta make sure they are all up to par. Jimmy, meanwhile, is skeptical of anything that casts the group as anything other but a rock-solid unit. Don't be interviewing Rae Sremmurd if you're only going to do half the interview, he cautions later. In response, Swae Lee clarifies his Swaycation revelation. When we say solo projects, we say chances for the fans to see us individually. We're still shrimmed out. We might put them out on the same disc, who knows? We definitely got different projects that we're working on and tweaking. So obviously, from what I just read there, Swae Lee is working on a solo project, Swaycation, but he doesn't want people to think that he's going solo just yet. He wants people to think that they are still going to be Rae Sremmurd, it's still going to be a group. As you can tell, Slim Jimmy has been feeling like the industry is trying to separate them, and it seems like he's felt like this for a while. He even expressed this on an interview they did with Big Boy while they were promoting the Shrimp Life 2 album.
Nah, bro, the hardest thing is the whole industry. They be trying to pit me and my brother against each other.
No, they don't.
So the hardest thing is showing these niggas.
No, they don't, bro.
Yes, they do. Look.
No, they don't, bro.
Big boy, look. That's why y'all brought me here.
Explain.
Shrimp Life 2.
Hello.
Look, Shrimp Life 2.
Hold up, homies. Time out. If you guys are enjoying this video, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. I got a special combo deal for you guys today. Hear me out, all right? You hit that like button, boom, you get a peanut butter and jelly. You hit that subscribe button, boom, you get some milk to go with it. What's better than peanut butter and jelly and milk? I dare you to tell me. It's a crazy trick, dude. You just gotta hit that like and subscribe button. But anyways, let's go ahead and just get back into this video. So as you can see, he feels the industry wants to tear them apart, but Swae doesn't really, feel the same way, even though he is focusing on doing his own personal solo project. And with this new solo project on the horizon, it looks like Swae Lee could be considering going solo and doing this by himself. And I actually have a few reasons that make me think that Swae might actually go and do this. The first reason is that he's just a lot more talented than his brother Slim Jimmy. And don't get me wrong, Slim Jimmy is talented, he definitely has bars in the group, when it really comes to rapping, Slim Jimmy can actually rap. He's really funny, he has good ad-libs, he definitely adds to the dynamic of the group, and I'm not saying he's not talented, but Swae Lee has overall a lot more potential and is more talented with creating hits and melodies. Swae has writing credits for Beyonce and Katy Perry, so it's clear that the dude can make hits, and pretty much every hit that sremmurd has ever had features Swae on the hook, not Jimmy. So to me, that really shows that Swae is the one, creating the hits. I don't know if Jimmy was the one doing the hooks, if the songs would be as popular as they are. And I'm sure if Swae realizes the potential that he has, if he goes about it the right way, he could become a much bigger star on his own than with sremmurd. Another reason that I think Swae is going to go solo is just the amount of solo work that he's been doing. Not only has he announced a solo project, Swaecation, he's also been hopping on features left and right as Swae Lee, not with sremmurd. Most recently, he did a song with French Montana, Unforgettable, and it's more of him on the song than French on the song. And the way this track is going, it has potential to be a massive hit throughout this summer. But Swae's also done a few other solo features like Yachtmaster with Murder Beats and 2 Chainz, That's It with Sunny Digital, and Nightcrawler with Travis Scott and Chief Keef. And I'm sure there's also others that he's done, I'm just forgetting, but still, this shows that Swae Lee is grinding right now. He's working for that success and fame, and I'm not really sure what his brother's doing. And that leads me to my next point. Swae seems overall more focused than Slim Jimmy. I don't know if you guys have ever watched a sremmurd interview, but anytime they're at Big Boy, The Breakfast Club, Hot 97, doing an interview, to promote an album, Slim Jimmy really tries to, steal the show.
Look, I got this. Y'all don't even know. There's a whole nigga ring on my damn body right now, this damn Gucci fur. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's Gucci.
They want to see this damn.
Hey, I thought he meant like Gucci Mane.
Niggas think I'm flexing though. Let me show him the snake. Let me show him the snake. Whoa. Let me show him the snake. This is a goddamn Rolex on my chest, on my whole body.
I can't tell if this is just like his personality or if he's just trying to be entertaining, but it really comes off as, immature sometimes. He's just, I don't know, I can't think of the right word to describe it other than immature, but he definitely looks like he's trying to steal the show. And I just get this feeling that Jimmy is, worried that Swae is going to do his own thing, and Jimmy is just trying to build a brand around his personality rather than music. But every time I watch an interview, I get the impression that Swae is just a lot more focused, mature, calm, and collected, and the amount of music that Swae has been dropping really backs that up. Jimmy doesn't seem to be interested at all in trying to find a solo career. He just wants to do sremmurd, and that's it. But I'm worried that Swae is going to, see the potential in himself, become a breakout star on his own, and just leave Jimmy trying to figure it out. And I'm not sure how much of a concern this is for Swae, but if he did decide to go solo, he could earn himself a lot more money, fame, and opportunity. Swae might be fine with, how things are now, the amount of money they have, and the amount of fame they have. He could be completely okay with that. I don't really know how he feels. He could be completely okay with the success of sremmurd, but from the amount of work that he's putting in, it really seems to me like he wants a lot more. And if he decided to go solo, he could really become a massive star, and that would earn him a lot more money than he could make as a group. And with more money and fame comes more opportunities, and with more opportunities then leads to more money and fame, and the cycle just continues. Again, I don't know how much of a concern this is for Swae, but if that's what he wants, if he wants more money, more fame, more success, going solo could definitely do that for him. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, when Swae does drop this solo album, Swaecation. I really think that the success of this project is probably what's going to indicate if he decides to go solo or not. If this project is super successful, it could even be potentially more successful than any sremmurd project that's ever came out. So, I mean, if this album is super successful and he ends up finding a lot of solo success, he could end up deciding to go solo on his own. It's going to be really cool to see. I'm really interested to see what happens from this point on, and I'm really excited to hear Swaecation to see what he can do on his own without his brother Slim Jimmy. I'm sure he's going to be asked 100 times if this is the end for sremmurd, and as of right now, we don't really know for sure. This is all just rumors, but I can't wait to see what happens in the future. Only time will tell, so I guess we'll see what happens soon. But thank you guys for watching. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button and get yourself that peanut butter and jelly and some milk. It has been a